All right, so here it is. Yeah. Jailed NBA ref Tim Donaghy details how he knew what games to bet on. So let's watch this shit, because this is actually crazy.
Given like your whole story, and we can get into the details of it, but what I'm always curious, what's the biggest misconception you think that's out there about the fixing games and your entire career as an NBA ref?
Fixing games. I mean, people, some people think that I went out there and put Shaquille O'Neal to the bench or LeBron James to the bench so that some of these bets won. That's really not what happened. I picked the games based on relationships that existed between referees and players, referees and coaches, and referees and owners, and what took place in the morning meetings with the referees and what was going to be called that night and how a team was going to be put.
Wait. What did he just say? They have meetings before the game discussing how many fouls are going to be called?
At an advantage or disadvantage.
So you're saying when you would call in a bet and be like, hey, take this side, you wouldn't then make sure that you called more fouls against the team that you bet against?
No, I knew what the crew was going to go out and do that night and how a team was going to be put at an advantage. Maybe there was an emphasis that day on Kobe Bryant going to the basket, and there was a DVD sent in last week of plays that were missed by the referees. So I knew when the league came in and said, hey, listen, there's a problem here. Phil Jackson just sent in this DVD, 25 plays, Kobe getting fouled and nobody blowing the whistle. I knew the three of us were going to go out that night, and he was going to go to the line 25 times, and they were going to win by 15.
So how often would you get special instructions like that?
During the playoffs, every game. During the regular season, there were points of emphasis that came out probably once or twice a week. But during the playoffs, you sat in a room, and they showed you tape of the previous games, and they said this was missed. The referees got poor grades because they missed this, and this, and it was always for the team that was down in the series, and we knew basically what they wanted, and we went out and concentrated on those things, and the bets just flowed through.
Okay, Chad, is this fixing games? I mean, it's not like he's going out there. They're just watching tape and seeing what they missed, and they're gonna fix it. I feel like that, instead of saying, okay, we're going to fucking throw out LeBron this game, or we're going to send Kobe to the line exactly this many times and all this shit. Instead, they're just fixing what they missed in the past. I don't know, though, but them having meetings and talking about it before the game, that seems kind of weird. Like, why do you have to have a meeting and watch film and shit like that? Like, whatever you missed, you missed. I'm trying to see like both sides of this shit right now, like, because I don't want. I think the NBA is rigged, but I don't want to, because then it ruins it. It's like WWE. Like, WWE was fucking crazy to watch when you were a kid because you thought it was fucking real, and then now I'm 21 years old and I watch the shit and I'm like, holy fuck, how did I like this? That's kind of how it would be if you figured out the fucking NBA was rigged. It'd be cringy as fuck to watch. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
So for that example, you would see that, okay, Kobe's going to get a lot of calls today. You'd call your buddy and say he's going to be on the foul line. Let's take the Lakers on this one. Then you would all go in together on the Lakers, or how would that work?
Definitely, I would just tell him. I didn't actually tell him why or what was going on. I would just say in a code, which is portrayed great in the movie, certain things of talking about Johnny or Chuck, which were Tommy Martino's brothers, in regard to if we're going to take the home or the away team, and we didn't really discuss how or why I was picking a game.
Okay, so you picked.
So they would fucking rig. They would bet on it based on what they were going to do. That is so fucked up. That's like a GTA money glitch, bro. Like, what the fuck? Why don't we get in on this shit? Like, dude, this shit is so fucking. Why did we watch this shit? Like, dead ass. It's rigged. Okay, I made up my mind. Fuck what I said 30 seconds ago. If they're fucking saying that they're going to call this many fouls and shit like this, and they knew what teams to bet on, it has to be fucking rigged. There's no way. This shit's fucked. They're doing money glitches and shit, bro. This is fucking retarded.
You tell them.
Life is retarded,
when you're
bro.
running up and down the court and you're reffing an NBA game, things are moving a million miles an hour. Are you the whole time thinking about this spread?
No, because we won right out of
Bullshit.
the gate so many times. In fact, there were some points where Tommy and I really didn't care if we lost because we thought we were
Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop the fucking cap. We don't care if we lost fucking thousands of dollars, you know? It's just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, why are you doing it? If you don't care if you lose, then why the fuck are you betting? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. That's like me buying a lottery ticket and just throwing it away. You know? Shut the fuck up. No.
so many red flags would be going up because, we won so much.
Right.
Was there ever a game when afterwards you were in the locker room and you're like, shit, that was really obvious. I did some stuff that's going to jump out on the tape.
No, because, again, I wasn't doing anything that the league didn't want done.
But you never, like, in a close game when the line was getting down to it at the end, you never blew your whistle one time when it was maybe, like, borderline. That would put, for me, if I were in your position, I would absolutely, even subconsciously, call more fouls, get it closer to covering the spread for myself.
And you know what? That's a great word that you just use, subconsciously, because that's what the FBI, I wrote a book, and in the book, Personal Foul, I talked about all this, and that was one thing that he wanted in the book that subconsciously I could have affected, some of these games that way, because he was writing the forward for the book and said
Yeah.
I told the truth at every turn. So that word that you just used was the word that Phil Scala, one of the FBI agents, said, could have happened subconsciously, which, is possible, but I can only tell you that I didn't go out there and send Kobe or Shaq or some of these big stars to the bench. I just did, within the rules what the NBA wanted to do.
Okay,
and
dude, you might not have sent Kobe and Shaq to the bench, but you just admitted that you are intentionally calling fouls favored towards one specific team that you bet on. It's like he's trying to defend himself, but it's not working because what he is admitting is way too big for him to cover up.
who was going to be put at an advantage or a disadvantage. But I will say this: there was one game where Allen Iverson threatened Steve Javie, and we felt as a staff he should have been suspended, but he was only fined $25,000. I had the next game, and the two referees and myself in the morning meeting decided that Allen Iverson, although he carries the ball all the time and it's never called, we were going to enforce that rule against him that night. And we went out in the first half, and we all each took a turn. We had a pact. We're all going to call a palming violation on him, and we did that. And I did tell, Tommy to bet against Denver that night. And Iverson came up to me during a free throw, and he said, "Tim, how long is this going to go on for?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You know what I'm talking about." And I just smirked, and he smirked, and he knew it was, he was going to have a problem for the next couple of
This shit's rigged, dude. This shit's fucking rigged. This ruins fucking basketball for me. This ruins sports. I mean, dude, he just said, like, Allen Iverson already knew this shit's going on. Allen Iverson knows. I'm sure everybody else knows. They are intentionally meeting up and saying, we're going to call, a fucking palming violation, whatever he called it. I don't know what he called it. Carry. We're going to call carries on him all night. And, we're going to make them lose because we're going to keep calling carries on him. So bet on Denver, whatever. You're rigging the games, dude. This shit is fucking retarded.
games for what he did.
So knowing all this, like, how much, and I know the NBA was always said you're a lone wolf kind of situation, it's an isolated situation, but it sounds like the way you're describing it is every night the refs are talking about how they're going to officiate the game, and every night it could be different, and every night there could be some personal vendettas. Do you think that that's true?
100%. And in fact, I don't know if you guys know the name Michael Francisi. He was a famous captain in the Colombo crime family who's now out of jail and become a preacher, has left organized crime. He's on the record as saying that 3 NBA referees in the 1990s were on his personal payroll, and none of them were named Tim Donaghy. So
this shit's sad, bro. Sports are fucked, man. I mean, I told you guys. I told you. This shit is fucked. Shit is fucked, dude. There's nothing we can do about it. That's the most fucked up part. We're still gonna watch every fucking game. We're still gonna fucking bet. I mean, dude, they're dead ass doing money glitches. They figured this shit out. They figured this shit fucking out, dude. He just said that one of the guys had 3 referees on his payroll. It's rigged. It's fucking rigged. I knew it was rigged too, but I don't want it to be rigged. Because then it just takes all the fun out of it. Knowing, when you know somebody knows the outcome, it would be like, it's like watching a movie with a friend that already knows the ending. You know what I'm saying? It ruins it. You feel fucking, not involved. It's fucked.
He won,
especially when they're betting on it and shit and winning money and stuff because of it. That's just so corrupt and fucked.
Information. Was he paying them for them? I don't know what their setup was, but I'm sure he wasn't giving them chocolate bars,
Right, right. So the other thing, you've commented at times since the scandal, since you went to prison, that you'll be like, hey, this series is going to go 7, or this series they're going to try to extend it. Is that something that you would talk about with the refs before a playoff game? Like, hey, the league needs us to go, 6 here. We need to get this game to 6, or we need to get this game to 7. Is that something that actually, because I think what happened more than anything with this scandal is that everyone got very paranoid about every game, and the NBA had a rigged feel to it. Do you think it is
that's
rigged?
Exactly what I was saying.
Definitely manipulated. When you talk about Dick Bavetta in 2002, I don't know if you remember the famous Lakers-Sacramento Game 6, right?
Yep.
He openly said to a lot of us that he was the NBA's go-to guy. He was put on Game 6s to make sure they went to a Game 7, and that was one of the most fucked up, games in the history of the NBA.
Yes. Yep.
And when you talk about 3 referees supposedly making so many mistakes in a conference final game, where in America can you perform at that level in your job so poorly and still go to the next level and ref in the NBA Finals and get another bonus of $20,000?
Dude,
if they were so bad and the league was so upset, you think that they would have not moved to the next round, but they advanced to the next round and got paid for it.
So he told you personally, or he said openly out to the public, and maybe I'm unaware of it, that he is the NBA's guy when it comes to extended series. He's admitted that?
I don't know if he's admitted it, but he said it to a lot of us, and we all talked about it and laughed. In fact, when
he's trying to sugarcoat it and make it better, and he's not trying to throw anybody under the bus. But dude, he's straight up just saying this shit is fucking rigged. The NBA had a guy that they put on Game 6s on purpose to make it go to Game 7s. I mean, it doesn't get any more rigged than that. It doesn't get any more rigged. The more and more he keeps talking and admitting shit that happened behind the scenes and stuff, it's sad, man. There's so much more to this shit than we can see and control. Like I said, there's nothing we can fucking do about it, man. They're just gonna keep doing this shit, and we're never gonna know. Us regular fucking people that aren't high up in this shit, we're never gonna fucking know. These guys are just gonna keep fucking fucking printing money by just rigging shit and cheating, and what are we gonna do? But this shit's fucked, man. It kind of ruins the way I look at fucking sports and shit. It's not fun. It kind of takes some of the fun out of it, I don't know.
Free in that game, we knew it was going to Game 7. We joked. We would call each other on the phone and say, Bavetta's, watch him. Look what he's doing.
Drop a follow. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.